According to Tan Lin, smoking one marijuana joint is comparable to smoking 5 tobacco cigarettes when damaging the lungs, and marijuana can have almost 5 times as much carbon monoxide concentration and 3 times more tar as tobacco. Since more and more people are smoking marijuana due to some states legalizing it, we the people should really know and understand if legalizing this drug is actually a bad idea. As a student who is experiencing life on his own, I have to be aware of my own self-progress as well as my health. With the potential of having marijuana constantly being around me, I have to take health precautions to be safe. To be aware of how potentially dangerous legalizing weed can be, people need to know how harmful the substance can be to the body, the hidden effects it can be for being productive, and how hazardous marijuana can be for overall society. This speech will tell you that marijuana should not be legalized because of the dangers it does to the body, how it damages productivity, and the overall hazards it brings to society. To begin, just like smoking tobacco, marijuana can just be as harmful, if not even worse. It can also hurt the people around the person who is smoking. When it comes to marijuana, smoking is the fastest way to feel the effects from it. However, just like cigarette smoke, marijuana smoke contains most of the same toxins, irritants, and carcinogens which are contributors to cancer as well as heart disease. Also, people with heart issues develop chest pains a lot quicker if marijuana was smoked recently. The compounds of marijuana can affect the heart by raising resting heart rate, dilating the blood vessels, as well as making the heart pump harder. In the end, the risk of heart attack is significantly higher within the hour marijuana is smoked. This information was from Marijuana and Heart Health. On the other hand, my opponent can agree with what Jane Leonard, an author who supports marijuana legalization, and said about the possible positives for marijuana. It is said that marijuana is used for pain relief, to help being relaxed, and to help with chronic pain. However, smoking marijuana to help with pain or other symptoms can cause other side effects and even be counterproductive in the end. According to a survey from the article, A Community Survey of Adverse Effects of Cannabis Use, there were 1,000 people between the ages of 18 and 35, and 22% of the people experienced anxiety or panic attacks after smoking marijuana, and 15% said they even experienced psychotic symptoms afterwards. To continue, people in and out of the workplace could be heavily affected by the use of marijuana. People can abuse marijuana and hurt the lives of not only at home but also at work. After Colorado legalized marijuana, many big business employers had an incredible amount of job candidates who failed drug testing to THC from marijuana being in their system. It was also reported that there was a 47% increase in positive marijuana tests from 2013 through 2015, and more data shows a 178% rise from 2011 to 2015. Also, during this study, 15% of people didn't go to work because they didn't feel like going. Marijuana can also affect people to and from work. After legalization in Washington, the percentage in traffic deaths doubled. Also, in Colorado, it became that 1 in every 5 deaths on a road was due to marijuana. Also, marijuana-related emergency visits spiked from 30% to 200% after legalization. Reasons include breathing problems due to marijuana smoke, asthma, bronchitis, upper respiratory tract infections, and other problems such as accidental or unintentional overdoses from marijuana. Another big side effect from smoking marijuana is that the users have a higher risk of mental illnesses. This is from the article Lessons Learned from 4 Years of Smoking Marijuana. Although my opponent can be on the same side as the article How Marijuana Helps You Focus and Improves Productivity and actually say that marijuana will help people become more focused, this article states that not only will marijuana make you more focused, but can also help brainstorm new and clever ideas. However, this is false. According to the article, marijuana abuse makes people lazy. Smoking marijuana can and will make people slothful. The long-term effects of smoking marijuana includes dopamine levels in the brain to be significantly reduced, as well as the chemicals and the stridium part in the brain, which is also responsible for motivation. The younger the person is when starting smoking, the more damage is done with their dopamine. After smoking marijuana, people would not want to attempt a hard task even though they knew they could do it. Also, a study has shown that people who constantly smoke marijuana would most likely end at a lower skilled and lower paid jobs when compared to people who do not smoke. It is clear to see that not only can marijuana be hurtful at the workplace, but also everywhere else a person goes under the influence from marijuana. Not only does marijuana hurt the person who is smoking it and the people around him, but marijuana also hurts society in general. With the idea of legalizing marijuana in more and more states, there are the hidden consequences that actually hurt society. I believe that my opponent's biggest argument to legalize weed is that the state's economy would benefit and be boosted from it. However, this is quite the opposite, and there is evidence that can support the idea that legalizing marijuana would be harmful to states. According to the article, Economic social costs of legalizing marijuana, for every dollar that earned in tax revenue from marijuana, Colorado spent around $5 to help fix the problems that were caused by it from after legalizing it. With more emergency room visits, medical care, help with addictions and uninsured people, and more driving incidents, and all it creates more cost burdens than what it is trying to fix. Also, increased drug education and rehabilitation will be added to the mix as well, to have more money spent on legalizing weed. To continue, with more people in the workplace being under the influence of marijuana, more employers have to spend more money to drug test their employees. Also, more money has to be spent to ensure that employees stay off the influence of marijuana. There are also immeasurable costs from their workers. With the presented evidence, it can be seen that legalizing marijuana would potentially do more harm than good. To conclude, with each state being pressured to follow what other states are doing with marijuana legalization, people can only see the potential positive aspects from it, but there are too many underlying harmful consequences on doing so. This debate has been going on and will constantly be heavily fought over. However, it is clear that marijuana should be illegal and stay illegal. People should not be under the influence, whereas they should stay above it. Thank you.